This is News 24 Live. I'm Erin Bates, and in studio with me today is Democratic Alliance leader Mmusi Maimane. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Mmusi, we're going into the State of the Nation address on Thursday, and I'd like to start by just doing a bit of a retrospective on the State of the Nation last year. We have a video from News 24 summing up some of the key moments of that address, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on what stands out for you from SONA 2015.
Device has been installed in the Assembly. I would submit to you, Madam Speaker, that this is in direct violation of Section 59(1)(b).
May we ask the President as to when he is going to pay the money in terms of what the Public Protector has said?
The ANC that it has turned this country into a police state.
If we allow the police in, the next will be the defense force. And where do we stop?
So looking at that video, hopefully it kind of triggers some of your memories of SONA last year.
Sure.
What stands out for you when you think back on the address?
There's many very disturbing images. SONA last year was a reminder for South Africans how quickly democracy can be foregone. I mean, the idea that a signal jammer can be installed tells you exactly that the ANC were set on a process of, if you like, undermining people's democratic rights to gain access to the legislature. The idea that you could use police to evict a political party, a violation really of the freedom of association, the freedom of expression. The idea that that's what's memorable from last year's SONA, that it wasn't the president's plan, it wasn't the people's business, it was that. And so those memories are bitter. I mean, I can remember how incensed I felt going into last year's State of the Nation address, because I realized more than anything that it was our democracy at stake. And the ANC here had taken a decision to undermine our very sacred constitution. You can destroy a lot of things, but once you take away people's constitutional rights, then the country cannot stand. And I think it is a reminder, and even just as I was watching that and thinking about this year's State of the Nation address, you recognize quickly that we're not up against a party that is just mismanaging things, you know. We're up against a party that is beset on destroying our democracy, and that is a serious violation.
What would you say to those members of the ANC who might come back at you and say, well, it's a broad church and there are divergent groups and camps within the ANC?
Look, any party that is growing will always have a broad church, but you have to understand what are your principles, what do you stand for. One of the key principles we've never deviated from is the principle of the rule of law, which says that the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. You can't violate that. You can't pretend. You can't say that you defend the Constitution, but actually you want to violate it. You've got to be able to uphold the principle of the separation of powers that says the executive cannot overreach. That's a principle. It's something that you should fight for with your life. And in fact, you can recall, we walked out, not even because we were assaulted, but our democracy was assaulted. Our constitution was violated. And right there and then, we had to stand up before South Africans and say, that is a violation of the South African Constitution. I may not agree with everything that other political parties say, but when it's all said and done, principles will stand. And I may not agree with what other people say, but I must defend their right to be able to say it.